The trunk shook violently, a woman's muffled scream escaped, and I froze. I was just a poor mechanic, but the car belonged to the richest man in town, and if I stayed silent, an innocent life would end. That moment didn't just test my courage, it changed my destiny forever. My name is Ethan Walker. I'm from the United States, and today I'm sharing my real-life story. I'm 35 years old. I work as a mechanic in a small roadside workshop. I am the only provider for my family. My wife, Emily, our young son, and our daughter. We were poor, so poor that some nights we went to bed hungry. But even in poverty, we had something priceless: character. Emily never complained, not once. She stitched torn clothes with her own hands. She taught our children gratitude instead of greed. And whenever I felt broken, she would quietly whisper, "God sees everything. One day, kindness will return to us." I had no idea how true those words would become. That morning began like any other. Oil-stained hands, old tools, cars passing by. Then a luxury black SUV stopped right in front of my workshop. A teenage boy stepped out, about 17 or 18 years old. Expensive shoes, a cold smile. "Hey, can you fill some air in the tire?" he said casually. While I worked, he stood aside, laughing on his phone. Then suddenly, I heard it, a faint, broken whisper. "Help me, please." My heart stopped. The sound was coming from the trunk. My hands began to shake. It sounded like an older woman, weak, terrified, barely alive. I glanced at the boy again. Something was wrong. I filled the tire completely, but quietly loosened the valve. That car wouldn't go far. He tipped me and drove off toward the highway. I didn't think. I didn't plan. I changed my shirt, jumped into my old, rusted Honda, and followed him. On the highway, exactly as expected, the tire went flat again. The boy stopped, furious, kicking the tire and yelling into his phone. Then he walked toward a nearby tuck shop. That was my chance. Before moving, I sent my wife my live location and a voice message. "Emily, don't panic. I'm safe. I'm doing something important. I'll explain everything later." I ran toward the SUV, opened the trunk. Inside was a woman, bruised, bleeding, barely conscious. Without hesitation, I lifted her into my car and drove away, never once looking back. I didn't know the consequences. I didn't care. I only knew one thing: a life had to be saved. I brought her straight to my home. Emily opened the door, shocked, but she didn't ask a single question. She helped me carry the woman inside, cleaned her wounds, gave her water, stayed by her side. For hours later, the woman suddenly woke up screaming, "Please don't kill me, please." I gently explained everything. She burst into tears and held my hands tightly. "You came like an angel," she cried. "You saved my life." Her name was Margaret Ellison. And then everything changed again. Margaret was the CEO of Ellison Holdings and Sons, one of the most powerful companies in the state. The teenage boy was her stepson, Lucas Reed. She had no biological children. She planned to give Lucas everything, but greed destroyed them. Lucas and his mother tortured her, beat her, forced her to sign over her assets. When she refused, she was pushed unconscious. Lucas believed she was dead. He placed her in the trunk, planning to dump her body. She still remembered his words clearly. "Relax, Mom. Everything will be ours today." We went to the police. CCTV footage, highway cameras, my testimony. Lucas and his mother were sentenced to 20 years in prison. In court, Lucas cried and begged for forgiveness. Margaret never looked back. Instead, she held my hand. She hired me as a company manager. She gave my family a home, stability, and dignity. Emily became her personal assistant, not as an employee but as family. My children now call her Grandma Margaret. She finally found a family, and we found a new life. Kindness is never wasted. Silence in the face of evil is a choice. And when you choose humanity over fear, destiny changes. What you do for others always finds its way back to you. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to Moralist for more real-life stories that restore faith in humanity. Because here, kindness always wins.